the car. I am on the board of the Information Architecture Institute. I don't know if any of you know about the IA Institute. I serve on the board, and I mostly handle the promotion, and I'm working on the website right now. And I'm the search expert. A lot of people don't realize that search is a part of information architecture, and it certainly is. And I like to talk at conferences about that, including one that's coming up in 2014, World IA Day, which I hope you all can join. So go ahead and click the locations, Bev. There's a lot of locations this year. And of them we've met before, one of them being New York, Bristol, and Michigan. And we have some new places which I'm really excited about, such as Greece, Belgium. Really forward to Brazil. I'm the Midwest, so Iowa is just killing me. I love that there's going to be a World IA Day in Iowa, in Chicago, in Illinois, where I'm from, and Michigan. So guess what, people? The Midwestern United States loves information architecture. So I hope you all can join us either as a speaker. We highly encourage you to come as a speaker and also as a participant, because we need to know what you think. I think we all, this is information architects, we're trying to get the mental models of how people who are not us, their mental models. We want to know how people organize and label information. And contrary to what search engine optimizers think, it is not by topic only. So please, by all means, for those of you who haven't applied to be a speaker or who've attended these events, please apply to be a speaker and sign up for it. And we look forward to seeing you. Same with the Information Architecture Institute. If you're not a member, I encourage you to join. We got a lot of cool stuff. Probably the best thing we have is our mentoring program. I know Bev has been a mentor, and she's been a fabulous mentor. And there are other people that you can sign up for and get some mentoring information. Another thing we're working on, and I'm working on specifically, is our IA resources section. We're updating that with better tools and resources. So for those of you who are already information architects, we want to make sure that you can promote that and distribute that information to people who don't know what information architecture is. What I've used is the IA Institute's definition is organizing, labeling, and archiving information so that it's easy to use and it's easy to find. And somehow information architecture has got mixed up with technical architecture. Have you ever had a conversation where people start talking geek speak? And I'm a technical person, by the way. So you hear people talking geek speak. Look for the information architecture of an interface that's ever been created. That's insane. I mean, you get the mental model of the technical people, you don't get the mental model of your target audience. Well, what this section of the website is going to do is it's going to help you build your case for creating a strong IA for what interface you're trying to make, whether it's software, a website, an intranet, or a blog. So we're reading this section of the site, and we are more than open to suggestions because everybody has their own situation. In fact, I just came from a search conference last week, and I sat there. I felt so sorry for this poor man. He works for an education organization, so he works at a university, and they decided that getting something fast was more important than having it organized and labeled correctly. So there's no attempt at organizing and labeling content, and they wonder why when people go to the university website, no one can find anything. And I just kept looking at them and saying, you've got to set up an information architecture. You've got to set up an information architecture. And I kept bringing to the IAI website saying, okay, this should help you with the powers that be. This should help you with the powers that be. So what is IA? Am I an IA? Those kinds of things in the elevator pitches. If you have something that you think belongs in there, we want to know, because the more cases we can build and the more we can help promote IA in the world, the better off we're going to be. So another place we really like is the IA Summit. I don't know if any of you been to the IA Summit. Bev, people raise hands for attendees. That is a wonderful event, and I really, really like the theme that they have this year is about continuing what information architecture is. And that definition continues to evolve as we have interfaces evolve. And I've spoken at past events and done workshops. I've attended workshops. You're not a better group of IA people as well as usability folk, just like you get at World IA Day. And it's being held in wonderful San Diego. My best friend lives out there. He's a surfer dude. So not only am I looking forward to going to the conference, I'm looking forward to cracking up at my surfer dude best friend who wants to be an information architect. So I know he's going to be there as well. The last thing we have, or it's not the last, is we also have a Journal of Information Architecture that helps us continue to promote IA among the academic community, because that's the one thing the Institute is about. It's not only about the academic community, it's also about the corporate and nonprofit communities as well. But we understand some of the greatest work that we see in information architecture does come from universities. In fact, that's why we're a part of UXconnect right now, is that we're going to be giving, the IA Institute is actually going to be giving a webinar in December, Dan Klein and I, my fellow board member, on understanding information architecture. Because like I said, a lot of people have a lot of myths and misconceptions about it, what it is and what it is not. And what it isn't is age rank sculpting, and anytime you hear technical stuff, it's not what it is. Organizing and labeling content so that it's easy to use and easy to find. So I've been yakking for about 10 minutes. I was wondering if there are any questions from people who have joined us.
Curious about the IA journal.
So let's call that. I am very, very pleased with the IA journal. As for there are people who have made their life's dream being scholars and studying information architecture, and I'm actually one of those geeky kind of people who love this. And for those of you who are scholars and who are also looking to be in the academic environment and promote the work that you do, this is a really great place to publish your academic work. And it's reviewed by peers. On this advisory, I'm not on this board, but I am definitely on another journal's board. And in fact, our board president is on the one of the people who's been in this, and he has a great book called Pervasive Information Architecture. And Andrea, in fact, is our editor-in-chief. And there are reviewers from all over the world. Italy, Denmark, Eric Rice. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. He is another fantastic author. People from Norway, in Italy. And it's a fantastic place for you, again, like to get your journal articles published. And the best part for me about getting things published in the Journal of IA is is it actually makes your content more findable. Findability being, the core of what I study. So for those of you who are in the academic industry, I really highly encourage that you submit your work because we want to read it, the world wants to read it, and that's our goal, is to make content easier to read and easier to find and easy to access. I mean, that now, the way the world is, with everything needs to be accessible by different kinds of devices and different kinds of machines. And that's something that, of course, IAI supports, and we want to publish the latest and the greatest research from the people that know things.
Could you talk about how to get involved with World Information Architecture Day?
Let's go back to the World Day website. We have coordinators in different countries, and we have them in various areas in the same country. Like I said, pretty excited to see people coming to Midwest, being a Midwesterner, but we have some new places like Portland and North Carolina. I love that. So what you can do is contact. Just go ahead and click on one of the email addresses that you see there, the coordinators, and contact them and pitch a session. What would you like to teach? Do you want it to be a panel? I've seen some of the best panels, some of the group smartest people that you ever want to meet. In fact, Eric Rice, when he was on a panel. And get yourself on there. We will help promote you. That is something, another advantage about working with a search person. We make things easily found. So definitely contact the place that is nearest to you, and if the agenda is full, then another place and see if you can speak that. And we're interested in all sorts of things. We're interested in panels. If you want to be a single speaker, that's acceptable as well. If there is a group of people that you work really well with and you have some really great and fun research to show, we're all ears. And we're interested in things we might not even agree with. That's the best part, because how else are you supposed to learn? You learn by not agreeing with everybody. So those are always fun panels. What was your favorite panel? I can't remember my favorite panel. I had a lot of them.
What's the theme for the World Information Architecture Day?
I don't remember. Is it on the website? I just don't remember off the top of my head. They usually have it in February. There it is, February 15th. Can't make World Information Architecture Day. I know that we have put videos online. So if you can't travel to an event, if you're not nearby, you can at least listen to it. So it's pretty cool. All kinds of different subjects that people talk about. So obviously information architecture, you can do things on search. That's a really good pick. If you'd like to be a keynote speaker, absolutely propose yourself, or if there's somebody you know as a as a keynote speaker, would definitely have that. And we put, go into SlideShare, go into LinkedIn, go into Facebook, go into meetup.com, type in information architecture, and you can join our groups. And there's even links to past slideshows and past talks about information architecture, and can give you ideas if you want to pitch as a speaker. And also, it's just great learning. Over to you, Bev.
Is the membership free for the LinkedIn group and the Facebook groups for information architecture?
Yes, it is. So like I said, our goal is to spread knowledge. Because, as I said, there's an incredible lack of knowledge about information architecture. And I remember I was actually this summer speaking at a user experience conference. and our topic, Dan, my topic was information architecture, and I couldn't believe a lot of the usability professionals who thought they knew information architecture. They understood it. They didn't think they needed to attend the session. And I sat there staring at these people like, you know information architecture? I don't think so. One thing that I love about being an information architect and participating in all of these studies as well as conducting them is the humility you have to have. You have the humility to understand that you do not do the same things or think the same way that other people do. My master's degree is in Japanese, and whenever I usability test and do card sorting tests on Japanese people or people outside of the United States, nobody does the same thing I do. Acts the same way. Nobody labels things the same way. So with every information architecture test and every information architecture study I do, I learn something new. And I can take that knowledge and build better interfaces. And that is one of the reasons I get so excited about World Day is that I can learn things about how people think and how people act in different countries. In fact, I just learned a new word this morning. I learned the word clucky, and it's a bird, and I have no idea what it means, so I'm asking all my British colleagues what it means. But that thing I wouldn't use on the United States interface. I might use it on some other type of interface or even some kind of social media interface. So that was a lot of fun.
The Information Architecture Institute that started.
Oh, my goodness. It was started. Bev, you're one of our founders. I should let you talk about that instead of me. I remember.
Well, I think they're Lou and Peter's book originally that and Christina, Polar Bear book, and Christina. I can find the founders' info here. Go ahead and.
Something that was also really cool for me, being able to go to the IA event, Information Architecture Institute events, is there are people that have written these groundbreaking and fantastic books like the Polar book. And Donna Spencer, I just love her, and she writes and continues to do research on card sorting tests. I got to meet her in person, and I don't know where else I would have met her in person, but I was able to meet her in person at the last IA Day, World IA Day, and I was able to ask her questions directly. And what was great about that is in a card sort test that we have now, that we have up and running now, because of our talk, just meeting Donna, we were able to create and get better responses, more accurate responses from participants in this card sort test. So that was pretty exciting. I've been able to meet Lou and Peter. Being able to meet Eric was a big plus of mine. So it's just something that, like I said, has been the greatest benefit to me being a part of the IA Institute is meet people who I consider thought leaders, just in information architecture, but also in the user experience, because I love what Peter Morville said in his book, you can't use what you can't find. Findability actually precedes usability. So all these interaction design, user experience, usability associations need to remember how important findability is for the user experience. Can't use what you can't find. And then also the founding member.
Can you speak a little bit to the IA framework that the board put together in more recent years? the information architecture framework. I have it up here on the.
The board of directors came up with this in Iceland, and where we had an in-person board meeting. One of my favorite things about Iceland is that it's just my favorite country. So, so any excuse to get me to Iceland is going to get me there. But one of our former board members, Dorian Taylor, really spearheaded this, and this really tells you how to facilitate people with the areas of information architecture that they specialize in. So medicine institutions need to connect with apprentices and students. Like I said, the A Institute is very much affiliated with a number of universities, particularly Kent State University, so we can distribute knowledge and share knowledge with a lot of different people, not just academic area, but also in the corporate area, the nonprofit area, and even the government area. I mean, how many of you have been to a government website and seen some of the worst architectures and labeling systems you could possibly see? In fact, one of the best information architectures on a government website is something Peter Morville did, which is in the National Cancer Institute. So I want to continue the mentoring side and within the academic institution, and you can see how these two areas connect. Customers need to connect vendors, volunteers need to connect with volunteer teams, and these are how we connect humans, the other humans, and we can also put interfaces, human and computer interfaces in there, so we can spread information architecture as something that should be a part of every interface. One of the things I find that when I talk to corporations in the business arena, one of the main reasons not to skip the information architecture stage is that it costs a heck of a lot of money to fix. It can cost up to 5 times as much to fix something if you skip the information architecture process. So don't skip that. In fact, I actually went to a conference a couple weeks ago where somebody said something, probably the most insane thing I've ever heard is skip the frames, go directly to prototypes. For those of you who don't know what a wireframe is, a wireframe is essentially a blueprint for a web page. And I can tell you something as an information architect that is far less expensive to fix a wireframe than it is to fix a full design. And it was a really ignorant statement, but it just goes to show that even people in the design arena, interaction design, and user experience arena keep skipping an important phase of what we need to know. And I think part of it is that when people do a website, they don't go, wow, this site has a really cool information architecture. About the only people who'd say that is somebody like me, who's an information architecture geek. People don't notice that the information architecture is broken and can't find anything. And so I think that's where we really need to get involvement with local groups. Like I said, with a nice LinkedIn profile, we have Facebook. We encourage people to sign up. In fact, the Information Architecture Institute is involved with the W3C, so we can help the W3C create standards not only for computer interfaces, but also computers and human interfaces. And Bev is showing you some of our partners. And I have to admit, we have some of the coolest partners on the planet. ASIST is one of them. They're the ones that run the IA Summit. And they also have some webinar series that are free, and some of them are paid. They're only $20, but some of the best webinars on findability in IA that you'll ever read. Boxes and Arrows is another great place. You'll read a lot about navigation design in there. Talk to Journal of IA, Kent State. Huge place. We're making great strides in making information architecture just a part of academia. I can remember when I was in school that I did not take my first information science class until I was a graduate student. And I can remember being a graduate student thinking, why don't they teach this to all freshmen? Why don't they teach freshmen in colleges how to make things easy, how to find things, so that they write better papers, they do better research, they have better critical thinking. And I would love to see that, not only at the university level, but eventually at the grade school level as well. University of Baltimore, of course. We're just big supporters of universities because a lot of times that's where the education begins. So I encourage you to, if you're part of these organizations, and if you're not, I highly encourage you to join them. And Roosevelt Media, love their books. In fact, one of my favorite search books was written by Lou Rosenfeld. And Optimal Workshop, I actually use their software. It's pretty cool. That's what it is for card sorting. So by all means, take a look at our website and keep an eye on our events calendar, because we definitely try to keep us abreast of user experience and findability, the technical, non-technical aspects, and the combination of both. And if you have an event, please let us know. We're more than happy to post it. And if you don't know how to post, take a look at the past events, see the types of things that have gotten in, and you'll be able to in yourself.
Do you just get discounts on some of these events?
Absolutely. That's one of the great benefits of being a part of the Information Architecture Institute. A lot of times we get press passes, and we need people to attend a lot of these great events. And so if in exchange for writing and, for a newsletter and promoting the events, you'll be able to attend the event yourself. So definitely, I would say, for those of you who are interested in these events and want to attend and they missed the deadline for the early submission, let us know, because we definitely want to cover these events for our newsletters, and the first people we turn to help us cover these events are people who are our members.
Thank you, Shari. That was a really great overview of the Information Architecture Institute World Information Architecture Day, the Information Architecture Summit, as well as the Journal of Information Architecture. Thank you so much. And if there aren't any other questions, I think we'll make this a wrap, and people can contact us if any other questions. So thank you very much, Shari, for your time. Especially want to thank the Kent State University technology staff, Mike Romeo and North Lilly, who were very helpful in setting this up today. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact us at the Institute. Have a great day. Thank you.